this is going to seem trivial to some people, but hopefully sort of therapeutic to others. As we wrap up 2024, I am sort of introspecting. I'm thinking about going into next year. Like, what do I want to achieve for next year? And that's what I always do. I don't wait for the next year to come before I start making plans. I've always have ambitions, hence why you see the projects I complete, whether it's my books, whether it's my videos, whether it's a podcast I decide to create. I'm ambitious. We only have so many months to a year. We only have so many weeks to a month. All of a sudden, time can get away from you if you really lose control. Now, I spoke a lot about this, my handheld gaming thing, which I think is probably one of the best devices you can buy in the gaming community right now. It's like literally, it can be your portable system for everything. I've literally got emulators running on it, which has got every game console from the past, even up to the Switch, which is quite incredible. And yet, I've decided not only to sell it, I have sold it. I've literally sold this device. Let me just get it up a minute because I'm going to show. Well, as you can see, I bought it on the 29th of November for £308.99. It was supposed to be £379, but good thing about eBay is they do coupons, discount codes, and sometimes you can make a huge saving. So I got it from £379 to £308.99. And for the £308.99, that's something you could last for years. It is an incredible device. I'll get on to why I've sold it in a minute. So that was back at the end of November. I literally sold it on the 22nd of December, literally 2 days ago, for £339. I made a little profit, but that's because I knew the value of what it is, and I didn't budge. Someone just bought it out of nowhere. Now, there is a spiritual side to this, which I will share, and that's my own personal belief, so people can think what they want. It's just a lot happens to me, and it's hard to sort of really dither away from it. I don't want to go too far off one way or another right now. So as you can see, I sold it. It's now I have to send it, and I've been working on it because I've got an external hard drive, a 2 terabyte upgraded SSD, which I've got to take out of it because I didn't sell it with that, because this was in the return window with Amazon. So it makes no sense to include it in there, take a loss overall when I can get the price I've got for that, and then I can get the £120 back for this. So it all adds up. So it's not about the money though, but I'm not stupid. Let's not be silly. So for me, it's a distraction, and it's a heavy distraction at that, and I'm aware of it because I'm actually exhausted, and it's not only for that reason that I'm exhausted, but it contributes. If you can see under my eyes, I've got a terrible. I recorded a video about this previously when I was at my mum's collecting my daughter, but the video quality wasn't good enough. And I want certain standards now, and within that video, I just thought, you look knackered, mate. That you look absolutely wrecked, and I am, in all honesty. Again, not just because of this, but contributes. I've got big goals for next year. I could have done, for instance, I'm writing my next spiritual book, and I could have had more done in December. It wouldn't have been finished in December, but I could have had more work done. I didn't get it done because I had this. Of course, other factors. But I'm thinking about the fact that I want to release it around about February next year. If I keep this, it could derail my whole January again. And it's these little things. And then I'm thinking about my home life. And these are where it's like just important to self-reflect. You don't have to just copy everybody else. Just because everybody else likes something doesn't mean it works in your lifestyle. I'm ambitious. I've got dreams. I've got goals. I've got projects. And that's my priority. So when the end of the year comes, I better have achieved those goals because they're personal to me, and that's what fulfills me. It makes me proud. And of course, helps me in career. It's important. But also I like other sort of parts to my day. I was actually, when I actually think about in terms of happiness and fulfillment, I found myself going to bed at a reasonable time, like 8 or 9 p.m. And I'd sit in bed with a book, and I'd have a collection of books on next to me. And it's like, which one do you want to read? Because I'm starting to read like multiples a little bit, just to keep it varied. Different genres though, so it's a bit different. And I was enjoying doing that. It was peaceful, and it was allowing me to have time to get through some books. And yeah, I'm a gamer, so if I've got it's overstimulating for starters, and you stay up later than you normally would. It's all these little contributing factors, but effectively it starts to erode other areas of your life. So something that I was finding enjoyable and relaxing, I'm no longer doing because I found myself heavily hooked on something else. But like, does that make you happier? No. Then why are you doing it? Oh, because it's awesome. Well, no doubt it's awesome, but do you actually need it? No. Is it going to be more of a hindrance than a benefit in your life? Yeah. And again, this is an incredible device. I would recommend it to anyone that wants something like that. Me personally, I've decided for the rest of my life I'm not having a handheld console. That's personal to me. I just don't want it. It doesn't. It's too much of a. It's almost like a disease, Like I say, I've got an addiction to gaming anyway, and I'm aware of it, but I stem it. because I'm aware of it, I work on it. I'm always working on it and healing. That doesn't mean I can't enjoy myself. So I still have my gaming laptop, which is connected to an ultra wide screen, which how I record these videos. Hence why you got that long bit there. For instance, I could do this. It's not working. I could do. Well, it's not. I don't know why it's going slow now. So I can get my desktop icons up, for instance, and it has some of my games and some things like that. So that's all my desktop icons. That's my desktop. That so it's a really nice wide panel. But I know when to remove myself, and do other things. And I think it's just so important for a balanced life. Um, so I made this decision to sell it, and it didn't immediately sell. But I wasn't in my mind. I was like back and forth, like, no, but it's so good, and it's value wise, it's better off keeping it. But I knew I needed to get rid of it, and it was only through a conversation, and then I finally said, I'm definitely selling it. And I kid you not, within an hour or so of me saying I'm definitely selling it, it sold, and it sold for more than the lowest on eBay. So I looked at eBay and there were people selling it lower, and I thought I'm not going that low though, so I'd have to just wait and see if it sells later. And then out of nowhere, someone asked if I would take offers, and I thought I don't really want to take offers, but I said I can take £10 off. But I'd already lost someone that was watching it, and it's probably that person. And then later in that day, after I did announce I'm definitely going to sell this, it sold for the price that I wanted initially. I didn't have to take the £10 off. I've literally got more for it than I paid. But it's still a value to someone, it's still a decent deal. So that's where I see the spiritual side come in, because I'm always being guided, and I know spirit, like, they don't want me to make a decision I regret, so they watch and monitor to make sure I definitely want to do that, and it's definitely going to help me on my journey. And because it's beneficial to my journey, they do help me. Now, these are wild statements in a sense to make, but if we go through my history of selling items, I don't know if it'll all come up actually. Let's see if it does, because I've sold a lot. Over the not a lot, but when I have, I've got a good price for things, and I want to show that to people that this isn't just a one-off where I've got good money for that. I get good money when I need it, and that's how spirit supports my journey. When God gets something going, they'll help me sell it, and I've no doubt it's them. Now, you could argue, well, it's not, but if you're aware of my journey, you'd know more deeper side to this. We'll go through some of the things I bought. Now, some is going to be irrelevant. I don't know what I bought over the time. Oh, this is me selling. So recently just sold these five little cartridges for 15 quid. They were just rubbish in a drawer. Literally got £15 for it. And I thought I might as well just start getting rid of things. Because if I'm buying things that I like physical media, like VHS tapes, then someone else will want the things I don't want. Stands to reason. So we see what I got. So these are purchases. We want sales, don't we? Yeah, we want sales. I'll keep it zoomed in. So it's going to be a bit rough, but it's because it's so zoomed in, I want people to be able to see it. So he sold the VR, got a good price for that, £210. It's an old headset, so I got a good price. That's recent. £30 for Breath of the Wild. Wait a minute, why is it already coming up to there? Is that as far as I could go? Oh, last 90 days. Let's do the last year. Last year. Yeah, let's do last year. Cancelled. I'm not sure why that cancelled. I've got my gaming laptop still today, but I can't remember why that cancelled. I don't know if I cancelled it or if something happened with that order. Who knows? I can't remember that one. This one, this is crazy. I paid £300 for this monitor, and I got £280 for it. This when I talk a lot about. I get my money back what I paid. It's weird. So like that's £300 on Amazon during Black Friday, and I've sold it on the 5th of December, which is just after Black Friday, and I got £280 for it. Like, you having a laugh? Again, I list for what I want, and I get what I want. This monitor here, I got £235 for it. Again, I think I paid I can't remember if I paid £300 for that monitor. I think it's about 300. But during Black Friday now, you can get it for about £200, which is a good deal. But again, I think it's not like I'm losing money here, like hand over fist. I'm not like getting terrible money. I'm struggling to sell it. When I need to sell something, it goes. I had extra monitors because I had a good job before, and I was treating myself to things. And I was like, I don't need this no more. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And I sold a computer as well. This steering wheel, I sold £170. It comes with the shifter. But during Black Fridays and random sales, you'll get most of that for £180 new. And we literally it was during Black Friday, sold on the 26th of November. And I still got £170 for it. This isn't like I'm losing money here. My gaming PC. Okay, it's a good gaming PC. It probably cost me, I can't remember how much it cost me, but I think, let's say it's cost me 1,500 quid to put it all together with the parts at the time. But I still got £1,200 nearly for it. I'm not like getting cheated here. I get what's worth. I got this my gaming laptop. This was my previous gaming laptop, but it was out of date now. Like I couldn't play any of the recent games on it, and it was struggling like crazy. And I thought this is just a waste of money. Like although it's gaming, it's really out of date. It's got anyone knows gaming. Look, we got 9070M. That's so old. Even a 9070 nowadays would struggle. And that's a desktop version. So I was like, I'm never going to get any money for this. Basically, considering gaming laptops inherently have poor battery life. Well, £299, and that was like not this June. That was the June before. £299, And I was like, what? I didn't think it'd sell. I had Zelda again. I had a Switch in the past, so I sold it. At that point, that's when Zelda was maybe about 45, 50 quid, and I got 38. Nowadays, it's a lot cheaper. Again, I had another gaming PC. This is the thing with me. I had a gaming PC, sold it, said I'm not playing game. It's bad for me. I don't want it. And then later on in the year, I'm working alongside people who are also gaming, and I like gaming. And I'm like, I'm going to stop making myself suffer. So I treated myself, bought another one. And then heavily, I sold it again because I literally had a gaming PC and a gaming laptop, and I just like, this is just stupid, mate. In the back of my mind, I'd rather keep the gaming PC, but I said I'm going to leave it up to Spirit. What everyone sells. The laptop sells, then it goes. This sort of thing. This was the first. That was on the other one, not this one so much. I think that was the case. I can't remember. Anyway, it was read about that sort of situation, And of course, the PCs are the ones that are selling because this is versatile for me. I can take it if I have to relocate, for instance, or travel. I can just take my laptop. You can't really take a big tower. But anyway, yeah, I got £1,300 for that one. I mean, I think that one probably cost me about £2,000 to build that one. I think it's got a 3080. That 3080 was very expensive. I think that was like £900 on its own. That graphics card. That was a lot of money. I was spending a lot of money. This is what I'm talking about, though. Your habits can actually cost you a fortune, and it can be far more detrimental than you realise. But again, I got plenty of money back. I had a Steam Deck, and it was really struggling. Some people only wanted a gaming console, but it was a handheld. But the 64 gig no one tells you about. You need room for shaders. It's a really weird thing. But anyway, no one talks about that. And it was, even if you have a memory card, it was struggling. And I got £379 back for that. I sold my car, a 1996 Ford Fiesta. This thing was reliable, but it's old, man. And it's like I paid about, I think, £450, £500 for that. It was some old lady's car. It's been sat in a garage for a long time. I just needed something reliable when I relocated. I didn't like it, but it was reliable as hell. And it was really old. It had a cassette deck. It had manual windows. And like I said, I paid £500. But I recognised petrol cars were getting expensive now. And it was so vintage. It was so looked after. It made no sense to just throw it away. So I thought I'll list it higher and we'll see what happens. I listed it for £1,500 and I thought we'll see what happens. What's the worst that happens is later on I drop it to 900. Then I'll keep dropping it. Someone paid me the 1,500 quid for it. I kid you not. And then we had to book, I think they booked it actually, a collection where someone will turn up and they'll take the car away for them. And it had to go all the way, I think, to Cornwall. So that was crazy, And the person that bought it was a nice person, and they said their wife just loves the old Ford Fiesta. She won't drive anything else, and this one was in such condition that they just bought it. 60,000 mileage. But that's crazy for a car that age. You wouldn't think you're going to get a car like a tiny little Ford Fiesta. Unfortunately, the image is gone because it's been so long. But that's all the sales. If people don't think Spirit takes care of me, I mean, you'd be. How the hell do I get the prices I get? And why does it sell so effortlessly when I finally decide to sell it? And it's going to help me on my journey. So everything's about supporting me on my journey to fulfill what it is I come here to do. And sometimes it's going to be a bit of financial support to help me through that, In the same way, this literally just sold. So effortless. It was crazy. And it's like, great. I could do with the money, of course, but anyone could. But it was more the distraction. Let's get on with this next book because I really feel fresh about that. So I'm with my daughter for 10 days. Then I've got a few things to sort out after that. I've got a dentist, but I've got a few little appointments. And then after that, it'll be like I'm just going hell for leather with the book because that's really what I'm motivated. I can still play my games when I want. I get my gaming laptop, but that won't be to such an extent now. I could play for a couple of hours. It's not a problem. But what I don't want to do is sit at the computer for a couple of hours. I'm on YouTube. I'm looking at my videos. I'm looking at other things. I'm scouring eBay for things. You're just busy. Look, I don't need to go from there to now I'm going to go and pick the handheld up and go and sit with that for another few hours. It's all right to do different things, but then when it's time to be like professional and it's time to get on and focus, do that. And that's what it's about. I don't want the distraction. It doesn't help me. And again, I know the video's gone on a little bit, but if you propel yourself into the future, which is what I do, and you think of the lifestyle you could have what do you see in that lifestyle? Now, to each their own. I used to think if I had wealth, I'd buy a gaming room, and I'd love to have a gaming room, and have all that. Now I think it's a bit tacky, and that's just personal. I don't want that. I would much rather have, if it was having a dedicated room, I'd rather like a cinema room, with the projector on a big screen. You've got really nice speakers, and it's just like that for me. It's far more relaxing, and it's far more communal, so people can join you with that. Um, yeah, and I'm picturing if I'm in a relationship, for instance, I don't want to keep I don't mind spending time doing it like on the computer doing things. That's not a problem. But what I don't want to do is in their company just take myself away from them while I'm sitting there staring at another screen independently on a bloody playing more games. It's like this is outrageous. That's not fair for them, and it's not really the relationship I want. So again, you have sometimes it's worth thinking deeper. Like, what is it actually life you want, not what are the things you enjoy? Because sometimes the things you enjoy can be a crux, and it can actually ruin your life, and you don't even realize the detriment. I can see where that thing's going. It's like if I travel and I go on holiday. Holiday is to have a different experience. It's not to bring your experiences with you. You don't. Otherwise, there's no point. It's not about just change location. There's no point play games in in this location. Go on holiday where you can have a completely new experience where it's just different, and it can only be got in that place. But instead of enjoying it and taking on that, so where we go, like I like going on excursions and just seeing like if you go somewhere, I like to see different areas. I love all that. But imagine not doing that. You just sit by the pool, and then you go to your room and you're just playing the games, and that's your holiday. I think that's a bit shit to me. It's like you can do that at home. So I don't need something to take on holiday with me, again, it's all these things. It's for me. It's a great device, but I needed to get rid of it, and that's the thing with me. So when you see people see my growth, and you might see the ambition and even the success that comes. What a lot of people won't see is the sacrifices that get made every day because I'm always analyzing. It's something that you would seem is innocuous, and some people just wouldn't even think anything of it, and they don't realize they've just lost so much time, even relationships, because they had no control over something. Like I say, my ambitions are too high to be allow a distraction to such an extent. I can lose an hour here, or a couple of hours there, and I can do that. And there'll be times in the year when I can lose even a month or two. But there's other times when I really need to focus. And it's important for me personally. Like I feel proud when I do. It's an accomplishment when I have that tangible item that I've succeeded. I think the idea that you go for a year and lose the whole year because something was entertaining and yet it didn't do much different to what you could do anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like everything I can do on that, I can do on my computer. So I don't need both devices. And it's computer's versatile. I can do my videos and stuff. Um, But yeah, anyone sees the videos a little bit further back, though, you'd have seen that I was absolutely steadfast that on no circumstance would I sell this because it's value for money. It's too good. It can do everything. It's incredible. You could literally you could literally turn this into a PC. It's got a USB-C port. You just put a multi adapter into it, and you can literally connect it to your screen. And now it's a Windows device. So it's literally like a portable laptop in a sense. It's just a bit more fidgety. And it's a bit like, there's no point when I've got my gaming laptop, though, is it? Because I've got it connected to a nice big screen, but I can disconnect that, take it somewhere else with me, and I can just play it on its beautiful screen anyway. So, what does the little handheld have that this doesn't? Oh, I can sit on the bed more comfortable and things. But it's like, again, why would I want to sit on the bed and play it? Well, it's fun, yeah, but you're also enjoying yourself, just chilling out and actually relaxing. And I think it's important when it's night time to try and relax our mind rather than overstimulate. Um, and like I say, by getting rid of that, it helps me financially at a point, but also I know the book will get done because I'm doing everything I can to make sure that it does get done. So yeah, I just want to show people some of the sacrifices that get made along the way, and I don't see it as a sacrifice though. I just see it as it's an evolution. I'm outgrowing the old, shedding those layers, and I think that's something else. I see a lot of gamers they get attached. I see an awful lot of content like that where people are like, is anyone else turn their machine on and don't really feel like playing anything and they don't really know what to do? And it's like that's because they've outgrown it to an extent. They will enjoy it more when they don't put such an obsession to it. But when such attachment is it, you attach something so heavily towards your sort of entertainment and joy, and it's not bringing you entertainment and joy. It becomes a bit more like, I don't know who I am, and that's interesting. 'Cause, you've got to be able to figure that out. So we outgrow things, and that's okay. And I've outgrown it. So as great as it is, and some people I'll see content about it, and I'll see people saying how great this is. It's the best thing in the world. But for you, perhaps it is, and it has potential, and it is a great device. But for me, it's more of a curse. And that's what I recognize for me personally. Um, so yeah, I make decisions that are really build for towards a better future. If I had wealth, for instance, I don't. If I don't like think about that, that's what I do. I picture myself in a really nice home, like a really nice home. You know, it's clean, it's tidy. What things would I have around the home? I don't really care. I'm a tech person and I'm good with computers and things, but I wouldn't even imagine having much like that. Actually, I'd rather have just a really nice home where it's relaxing. You know, and it's not overly stimulated with technology here, technology. It's just that's too much. That's like it becomes like a bunker. You know, for me, it's like if you had all the money to never worry, I'd rather have experiences. I'd rather relax, maybe have a swimming pool in the garden. You're just chilling out, relaxing. It's like all just little things, you know. So potentially, by not having that, I can build towards something like that, which would seem crazy to most people. But when you invest in yourself, anything's possible. But also, when you're in that environment, you're not holding yourself back. As I say all the time, when people literally push everyone away, they're miserable, they lock themselves away, and it just becomes standard. But they're just losing life, you know. And I've been there myself in stages, you know, so I know what it's like. But sometimes I'm self-reflective, so I can overcome these things, as even as bad as they get. But I can overcome them. Whereas I think some people just bury their head in the sand, and then life loses meaning. Then they wonder why people leave them. They wonder why they're alone. They wonder why they're frustrated. And it's like, have a look at your habits and see if that's actually fulfilling you, because it's entertaining, no doubt. But is it as entertaining as you think it is, and is it worth the other losses in your life? Because it's not just about the relationships you lose. You know, it's time and it's experiences. I see this all the time. People invest heavily in all this tech and stuff, and you look and think the price that's incredible. That's mad. But then you think, I wonder if they ever have a holiday because they put such an attachment to the physical and material. I wonder if they actually have holidays because they're missing out on the chance to actually enjoy themselves and be free for a moment. So if you find balance in your life, for instance, you can have a beautiful experience. For me, I'm just too ambitious though. I've got too many projects. I just don't have time for all this. You know, I just can't do it. Um, so if you're asking me, would I have this gaming handheld or would I have my next book? I'd rather have my book. You know, if you'd ask me, would I about the career opportunities potentially, and maybe there's a relocation one day. At least that door's potentially open. You know, would you rather give that up for this? That's just trivial, isn't it? Who wants this? So yeah, for me, it's a crux, and it was something I noticed, and I just took action, and spirit supported me with that action, as they tend to do. Because between me and them, we've got bigger things to achieve them, and mindlessly play that. But hopefully that's gone some way to helping people really find a perspective in their life. It's not about mirroring me or anything or saying I know everything. It's like I have an awareness of myself and yeah, I invest in myself. And sometimes investing in myself is sometimes removing something.